prayed so perfectly just now. In the growing San Francisco language, tomorrow we start again with the gold. New neighbors in a trance of spiritual infancy, newspaper people describing the way the non-white class body stretches out on benches, how the city will sit you down next to the kindest alcoholism. Spare fanaticism, a steal in the shooting gallery that becomes a shooting gallery or the next vaudeville congress accordingly. Newspaper people wanting in on underground gambling shacks, maybe even in on sensible proletariat retribution, perfectly. From your lips to courthouse tiles, the revolution that devils do, discovered by young artists in the complexity of passing, predictable, anti-elder, easy to kill, illegitimate to Africa, white counterculture like a lighthouse in the middle of a prison, or ageless joke about how well religions work where white authors have been. Dreamscape for the petty bourgeoisie who have tempers but not dance floor tempers, who have to write fiction to redeem a neighborhood mauling, write myths about how the jungle makes its faces, makes its passports to the shelter system, mauling page after page delivered to powerlessness. Sweet Honey County line terrorism takes your neighbors, apostle brain matter what buckets are made for. Pray over these buckets, comment on slavery, loosen the white supply of whiskey, supply of white city. Why not shower with light? Really clean the blood off of your shoes and walled off language quotes from the newer undergrounds. The white movie drags on a ton of limbs made into one glass rim into a music of compassion or a star in the minds of the addicts who really count out here. When they talk about the summer, they make it sound like Birds of Prey were involved. Our next duet back in San Francisco, making money off of drugs again in the symmetry of rage, breaking the news that the city did not have to die young. Now, San Francisco police chief says, yes, you poets make points, but they are all silly. Police chief sewing a mouth onto a mouth. Police chief looking straight through the poet. Flesh market, both sides of the levee. Change of plans, both sides of the nonviolence. On no earth, just an earth character. His subordinate says, awkward basketball moves look good on you, sir. Yes, we are everywhere, sir. Yes, unfortunately for now, white people only have black history. We will slide the wallpaper right into their cereal bowl, sir. Surveil the shuffle. I'm a beggar. And all of this day is too easy. I want to see all the phases of a wall. Every age it goes through. It's humanity. It's environmental racism. We call this the ordeal blues. Now crawl to the piano seat and make a blanket for yourself. Paint scenes of a child dancing up to the court appearance and leaving a adult but not for home. Atlantic Ocean charts mixed in with parole papers. Mainstream funding, the ruling class only pacifism. Ruling class printing judges. Fiat kangaroos, making judges hand over fists, rapture cop packs and opposition whites all above a thorny stem, cast plans picked out like Vance for the murder show, Anglo saints addicting you to a power structure. You want me to raise a little slave, don't you? Bash his little brain in and send him to your civil rights. No pain, just a white pain. Delicate bullets in a box next to a stack of monolith scriptures make these bullets look relevant, don't it? I remember you. Everywhere you lay your hat is the capital of the South. The posture you introduce to that fence, the fence you introduce to political theory. If you shred my dream, son, I will tack you to Gunsmoke. The suburbs are finally offended. This will be a meditation too. My failing as a jail spirit or specific custody for me, monk. Almost a fist through the marquee, they beat me like old pearls in the riverbanks of an assortment of black latitude. So many stabbed up instruments, nothing left of us but sweet Chicago rage. 1919, monk, my first poem as a white man. And all I see is a depopulated and obedient abyss twisting to the metronome ticks of my mother and father and baby prison society. God doesn't even seem possible. I run every street, I light every cigarette, I conjure body language and don't call it the South. I live in someone's terrified arms. There are these 1820s church pews unpainting themselves. There are these cracker doves, and the prison just keeps getting older and older. And I know you have to be a genius, invite the devil into Reconstruction. You have to chase music, even while you're dying. My conscience is clean, but still not the blues. More gallant rats in the death mask that fits millions. Do you find me morbid, monk? I woke up on the battlefield and also looking down from the crystal of a wind chime. I was a rooftop without a city, trying to figure out the right thing to do with my spare change subtext, clinking coins, dialoguing like God's efforts. The carpenter's body was black, right? Underground body. Simile, nothing. Abstraction, nothing. In society tied, detested and forgiven in this universe, letting me try my mind again. The police pantry was well stocked, and there I was, not participating in street life, my hands far from the self-talk. You could actually see police leverage bobbing up and down in a nuclear harbor. You could see flattened massacres of black people. The biographies done, neatly stamped on top of my infant body, sleeping through my first imperialist summer, hospital floor swept up of all 10 million bullets. My conscience in bullet in drum patterns, strangely perceived, no home away from police insecurities, no working class artifacts, just the state mythos and his love balladeers. Europe serving two masters, maybe 200,000 in a minor Christ, someone begging for change next to biography, stomachs pumped next to biographies. I had all these 7-day candles lit, monk, and I knew I was just not getting it. I mean, the pain was just not sliding down the notes right, not saving someone's world, just odd walls of fear asking, what is there actually a true self between these mildly confident walls, recalling how the front of the body feels outside, social contracts, well-dressed and courted shrewdly, stabbed at shrewdly.